Hello everyone, welcome to StudyIQ. In this video, I will bring to you the best multiple choice questions from the last week of April, first part, that is from 22nd April to 25th of April. I divide the last 10 days of April into, or of any month for that matter, into two halves so that you don't become overwhelmed by the sheer number of questions, because the number of questions for 10 days might easily exceed 250. And if I start recording that, it will be more than maybe a 3-hour video. So I'm sure you don't want that. And that's why in this video I will cover 100 questions from 4 days, that is 22nd, 23rd, 24th and 25th of April. 100 questions. So 100 questions is still surmountable for most of you. And our pen drive courses, well, the best selling course right now is SSC CGL 2017. We are having record orders. This is our best seller course. And if you want to buy any of our courses, just dial this number. Sometimes because of excessive calls, you might find this number engaged. So I'm giving you another number, 72910 59476. You can dial this number and speak to Mr. Ajay. Okay, here we go. As per the announcement which was made by the Ministry of Rural Development, the geotagging of assets created under Manrega has crossed the milestone of how many crore? So let me tell you that in Manrega, since it was started in the year 2006 during the Congress government, 2.8 crore assets have been created, and out of those 1 crore assets have been geotagged. So that is what you have to remember. Also note that these assets created, they can be anything. They can be rural infrastructure, they can be water harvesting structure, flood control, plantation structure. This can be anything. You don't need to go into that much depth. And just remember that our Minister for Rural Development is Narendra Singh Tomar. And our Minister for Social Justice and Empowerment is Thawar Chand Gehlot. Thawar Chand Gehlot is for Social Justice and Empowerment, and Rural Development is Narendra Singh Tomar. These are the two ministers that you have to remember. Another question which they might ask you is that in Himachal Pradesh, there is a district called Kangra. So in Kangra district, in the mid-January, it became the first district in India to geotag 100% assets. It was the first district in the country to geotag all the assets which were created under Manrega. That's all you need to know about this. Our central government has recently raised 1200 crore rupees through the sale of its 9.2% stake in which public sector undertaking? So in which government company the government has diluted its stake? That is called disinvestment, also called divestment. Disinvestment and divestment are the same thing. What is this exactly? So either you can invest, or if you want money, you will sell some part of your equity. So the government has sold 9.2% equity in NALCO. Now first question for you today, write down the full form of NALCO. Very, very important government company. And NALCO's chairman is Mr. Tapan Kumar Chand. It is a company which is based in Bhubaneswara, the capital of Odisha. Tapan Kumar Chand is chairman of NALCO. And in this fiscal, that is from 1st of April 2017, this is the first major disinvestment carried out in any public sector undertaking. Which golf player won the award for outstanding achievement as a player at the 2nd Golf Industry Association Awards 2017 held at Gurugram? Gurugram is the new name of Gurgaon. It is in Haryana. So which golfer is this? It is she. So Aditi Ashok, female golfer, and she was also, she had performed brilliantly in the 2016 Rio Olympics also. Aditi Ashok is our topmost female golfer. And SSP Chaurasia, who has been having a great time, he has been winning a lot of tournaments. He was given Male Golf Player of the Year award also. That also you have to remember. So Male Player of the Year, SSP Chaurasia, and outstanding achievement as a player, Aditi Ashok. Which state has launched a mobile app which is called Kilkari to spread awareness about pregnancy related issues and how women can maintain their health despite being pregnant and so on and so forth. This was launched by National Health Mission, and National Health Mission launched it in Haryana, which has a BJP government. Manohar Lal Khattar is the Chief Minister and Kaptan Singh Solanki is the Governor. When was International Mother Earth Day celebrated with the theme Environmental and Climate Literacy? So we know that the environmental pollution and climate change is a big challenge in front of all of us. And International Mother Earth Day also focuses on the same. It has been celebrated, we have been celebrating it since 1970. And last year in 2016, on this day, you remember the Paris Agreement, COP. So Paris Agreement, we opened the Paris Agreement to be signed by other countries on this very day. It is April the 22nd. Which country on April 21st achieved its first coal-free day since 1800s? So for the past 200 years, so this country has been using coal, just like India is dependent so much on coal. Coal is also called black diamond, by the way. Black diamond. So there is a movie also, Black Diamond. Oh no, that is Blood Diamond actually, not Black Diamond. So that is Blood Diamond. I think Black Diamond was the name of Pele, the great football player. Anyways, so coal-free country, it became coal-free for 24 hours. It is United Kingdom. United Kingdom is Northern Ireland plus Britain. And Britain is Wales plus England plus Scotland. So you can say Wales plus England plus Scotland plus Northern Ireland is UK. Or you can also say Britain plus Northern Ireland is UK. Okay, and the capital of Wales is Cardiff, England is London, and Scotland is Edinburgh. Government has extended the deadline for filing the declaration under the Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Yojana. Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Yojana means welfare of the poor, the scheme for the welfare of the poor, which was started by Narendra Modi on 8th in the wake of demonetization, because 8th November was the day when he demonetized the notes. So this scheme is basically that you can declare your assets, your black money, etc., and 25% mandatory deposit will go to the 25% of the undisclosed income will go to the Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Yojana. And these deposits will be interest free. You will not be paid any interest, and it will have a lock-in period of 4 years. That is the Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Yojana. He has extended the deadline till May the 10th now. May the 10th. Who has been appointed the president of the Indian Society for Assisted Reproduction? Indian Society for Assisted Reproduction. All these like in vitro fertilization and test tube baby and all these are a subject of the assisted reproduction techniques. And he's an Indian, and therefore this question has become important. His name is Dr. Duru Shah. Dr. Duru Shah has been appointed as the president of Indian Society for Assisted Reproduction. Ali Muhammad Nayak, who recently passed away, was the former speaker of which legislative assembly? Ali Muhammad Nayak, he was a person of the Nationalist Conference Party, which is a party of Farooq Abdullah and Anwar Abdullah. So we are talking about Jammu and Kashmir. Jammu and Kashmir is seeing a huge unrest these days. The valley is not silent, definitely. India Post recently released commemorative stamps that have the scent of what? So now the postage stamps that you use on your envelopes, they will have fragrance. Yes, and it is not the first time India has done this. India did it for the first time in 2006. That time the price of this stamp was 15 rupees only, and it had the scent of sandalwood. Now they have launched the stamp. It is one stamp cost 100 rupees. So it is very costly, and it has stamp of coffee. Can you tell me India's coffee state? Karnataka. Lot of places in Karnataka have rich coffee, like Chikmagalur and these areas. So Karnataka has the maximum coffee production in India, and Assam has the maximum tea production in India. And Darjeeling is not in Assam, it is in West Bengal, but it is the city with the maximum tea. So these are some facts which you can remember. World's first country to have such a scented or fragrant stamp was Bhutan. They did it way back in 1973. So you should also know who is our Union Minister for State for Communication. Minister of State for Communication is Manoj Sinha, and our Union Minister for Commerce and Industry is Nirmala Sitharaman. What is India's rank in military spending? And this rank was given by an institute, very, very eminent institute, Stockholm International Peace Research Institute, which is called SIPRI in short. Stockholm is the capital of Sweden. It is a Scandinavian country. India's rank is 5th. We are the 5th biggest spenders in the world on military. Our spending is a whopping $55.9 billion. Can you imagine that for our third world country? We are still a third world country, make no mistake. Now, first country in this list is US, which spends $611 billion. Second is China, which spends like around $215 billion. And third is, of course, Russia, which spends around $70 billion. So we are 5th. Can you tell me which country is 4th? Write down in comments. That is your second question for today. Next question. India displaced which country to become world's second largest LPG importer? LPG is your liquefied petroleum gas, which you use in your daily lives in cylinders. And in India, we mostly use isobutane gas as LPG gas. And please also note one compound called ethyl mercaptan. Ethyl mercaptan is the compound that we add to the cylinders. It is a foul smelling compound, so that if the gas leaks, because LPG gas is odorless, so if the gas will leak, we will not get to know. That is why we add ethyl mercaptan to the cylinders. Now, ethyl mercaptan is added, and LPG importer, we were 3rd, Japan was 2nd. Now we have overtaken Japan in terms of import of LPG. So Japan was 2nd, we have overtaken Japan. In fact, India has seen a rise of 23% imports. So we are importing more and more LPG now. Which aerospace major company has partnered with Air India to set up a maintenance and repair MRO facility to maintain its brand of private and business jets in the entire Southeast Asian region? Air India has partnered with which company which manufactures commercial aircrafts? The name of this company is Embraer. And Embraer is a company of Brazil. Its headquarters is in Sao Paulo. Capital of Brazil is Brasilia. And President of Brazil is Michel Temer. So always link when you study. Boeing is a important manufacturer, commercial aeroplane manufacturer, aircraft manufacturer. Boeing is a US company and Airbus is a French company. Another company that they might ask in exam is Dassault. Dassault is the same company from which last year we bought Rafale aircraft. Very, very powerful. Rafale aircrafts, Dassault is French company. France is having election right now and the final two candidates, Macron versus Le Pen, we'll see who wins. So always link these things. I don't look anywhere and when I tell you all these things, it's just by practice. So make sure that you read and read and read. Next, which film bagged the Jury Prize for Best Film at the Hong Kong International Film Festival? In fact, this film was earlier awarded at the Berlin Film Festival also. Berlin is the capital of Germany. This film is Newton. Whenever such film is asked in exam, they also invariably ask the director also. So director of this film is Amit Masurkar. Who won the men's single title at the Monte Carlo Rolex Masters at Monaco? Men's single, we are talking about tennis here. This player is a 14 times world Grand Slam winner, Rafael Nadal of Spain. He was beaten by Roger Federer recently in Australian Open final. That you have to remember. Rafael Nadal from Spain. And they might also ask you who won the men's doubles because one Indian was there. So Rohan Bopanna and Pablo Cuevas, they won the men's doubles. Rohan Bopanna is of course Indian. Pablo Cuevas is from Uruguay, the Latin American or South American country, and the capital of Uruguay is Montevideo. April 23rd is observed as English Language Day. Not only English Language Day, it is also observed as Spanish Language Day. By the way, English is one of the 6 languages, official languages of United Nations. United Nations Secretary General is Antonio Guterres of Portugal. Remember that also. He had taken over from that South Korean fellow. I'm forgetting his name. Anyways, so English Language Day and Spanish Language Day. English, by the way, is very, very important. It is one of the 6 languages of United Nations. And let me tell you which are the 6 official languages of United Nations. Arabic is there. Chinese is there. By the way, Chinese is also the most spoken language in the world. It is also called Mandarin. Okay. Then Russian is there. French is there. English is there. And Spanish is there. So these are the 6 official languages of the United Nations. So April 23 we observe as English Language Day to mark the birth and death. That is, we commemorate William Shakespeare, perhaps the greatest poet who has ever lived. So William Shakespeare is the answer. Which of the following recently celebrated its 47th Foundation Day? So which organization has recently completed its 47 years? It is the Housing and Urban Development Corporation, which is under the Ministry of Housing and Urban Development. And who is our Minister for Urban Development? It is Venkaiah Naidu. Minister for Social Justice and Empowerment, his name is Thawar Chand Gehlot from Rajasthan. He inaugurated a documentary, it's a documentary which is called The Paths We Walk. The Paths We Walk in New Delhi to bust the myths related to what? There are a lot of myths related to disabilities, and this documentary serves to eliminate those myths, and especially the myths regarding cerebral palsy, autism, intellectual disability and multiple disabilities like that. Indian Navy recently began its joint maritime exercise with the French Navy at the Mediterranean Sea. See, Mediterranean Sea is a very popular sea. It is between Africa and Europe. It separates Africa from Europe. That is the Mediterranean Sea. So Indian Navy recently began its maritime exercise with French Navy, very, very powerful French Navy, and this exercise is called Varuna. In fact, India also did military exercise with Russia, that is called Indra. Okay, and Indian Navy, Mr. Sunil Lamba is the Chief of Navy Staff in India. Which reinsurance company in India has become the first to open an office at the Gift City? Gift City is nothing but Gujarat International Finance Tech City. Chief Minister of Gujarat is Vijay Rupani. And this company is GIC, which is General Insurance Corporation of India. Now please note, GIC is headquartered in Mumbai, the same place where we have the headquarter of LIC also. And GIC's chairman and managing director is Elise Vedyan. Elise Vedyan is the chairman of GIC Re. Northeast India's largest information technology hub was inaugurated recently. Northeast. The CM of this Northeast state is Manik Sarkar. Manik Sarkar is the CM of Tripura. Capital is Agartala, and this technology hub will be built at an estimate cost of 50 crore rupees. What is the theme? What is the name of 101-year-old athlete from India who won the gold medal in the 100-meter sprint at the World Masters Game held in New Zealand? In fact, he was the only participant who was over 100 years of age. He is 101-year-old and his name is Man Kaur. He reminds me of Fauja Singh. So Man Kaur, he completed 100-meter race in 74 seconds at a ripe age of 101 years. Haryana government has given the second extension of the 6 months to the commission set up to investigate the violence during the Jat quota agitation. The commission is headed by whom? So this commission was required to investigate the violence that happened during the Jat quota agitation. Jats are demanding reservation in Haryana. They are the dominant community, but still they are demanding reservation. This panel was headed by Justice S.N. Jha. One more question they can ask you. There was a committee also which was set up to find out if the administration or the police personnel were also complicit in this agitation, and whether they allowed Jats to have a free run and things like that. So Prakash Singh committee was set up to examine the role of officers during the agitation and violence. So these two commissions can be asked. One is Prakash Singh committee and one is the S.N. Jha commission. Both were related to Jat quota agitation. Government has issued sovereign gold bonds 2017-18 for this financial year, series 1 on April the 24th with a tenure period of how much? So from 5th year onwards you can withdraw your investment if you are not satisfied, but the period is 8 years. And another thing, these gold bonds, see, bond is anything on which you make an investment and you get a fixed interest, unlike shares. So shares and bonds are completely different things. Shares, equity or stock, it means the same thing. Just the differences of the legal thing, not the understanding based part. So share, stock, equity, it means the same thing. And a company dilute itself if it issues shares, whereas a company raises money and makes you a part of it. It promises a fixed return in exchange for your investment, and it can be 6 monthly or 1 year return for bonds. So sovereign gold bonds are a government's ways. It is attracting investment into gold and paying you a fixed interest. And this tenure for recently introduced sovereign gold bond 2017-18 series 1 is 8 years. There is a proposal to build a high-speed rail system from Delhi to Alwar. Alwar is in Rajasthan, and it has moved to the approval stage now. How many RRTS corridors have been identified under the Integrated Transport Plan 2032? So it's a very, very good question, and I'll tell you why. So the thing is, we are trying to connect Delhi via these corridors. These are railway corridor. RRTS stands for Regional Rapid Transit System, or RRTS. Remember this full form also. So we are trying to connect Delhi to a lot of nearby cities with fast, very, very fast trains. And right now we have proposed 8 corridors. 8 is the answer. But please, not all the 8 corridors will not be built simultaneously. 3 have been given priority: Delhi to Alwar, Delhi to Meerut, and Delhi to Panipat. And the other 5 are from Delhi to Barod, Hapur, Delhi to Khurja, Palwal, and Rohtak. So these are the 8 corridors that will be built by 2032. And our railway minister is, of course, Suresh Prabhu. Ministry of External Affairs has made a provision enabling the people to apply online for passports in which language? See, passport.gov.in is the website. Earlier you could apply for the passport only in English language, but now you can do it in Hindi also. So the answer is Hindi. Who has been appointed as the Director General of Police in Uttar Pradesh? Director General of Police, DGP, is the highest rank for an IPS officer in a state. Nobody is above him with respect to police. So in Uttar Pradesh, we have a new Chief Minister, Yogi Adityanath, and the Governor of Uttar Pradesh is Ram Nayak. Ram Nayak, if you remember, he used to contest the elections from South Mumbai, and he was beaten by Govinda Black and Blue in the, I think, 2004 elections. Anyways, Director General of Police in Uttar Pradesh is Mr. Sulkhan Singh, he has replaced Javed Ahmed. During Akhilesh government, Javed Ahmed was the DGP. Our central government has asked the department and private agencies to adopt which of the following as the age for classifying a person as senior citizen in order to eliminate the manipulation in providing benefit. So the thing is, senior citizen, after which age do we call a person senior citizen? And a lot of people manipulate it. And a lot of organizations, they have their different ages to declare a person senior citizen. For example, Air India, according to them, 63 is the age. If a person is 63 or older, he will be called a senior citizen. But according to the government, it is now 60 years flat for every organization. So even Air India, they have reduced the age for senior citizen from 63 to 60. Free Charge is merging with, it will be an all-stock merger with which of the following mobile wallet to take on Paytm. This is like a coalition between Free Charge and MobiKwik. Please note that Free Charge and MobiKwik, they are merging, and MobiKwik CEO is Bipin Preet Singh. Bipin Preet Singh, and it is headquartered in Gurugram. Free Charge is run by Snapdeal, and Free Charge CEO is Jason Kothari, and Snapdeal CEO is Kunal Behel. Snapdeal itself has merged with Flipkart. Haryana Chief Minister Manohar Lal Khattar has announced to rename which town in Faridabad as Balramgarh. Balram was the elder brother of Lord Krishna. They are renaming Ballabgarh as Balramgarh. That is the decision which they have made. Also, they renamed Gurgaon to Gurugram earlier. Lionel Messi, the great Lionel Messi, has scored his 500th goal for which football club in La Liga? He plays for which football club? He plays for FC Barcelona, which is a club from the Catalonia region of Spain. And he scored the 500th goal against Real Madrid, the arch rival Real Madrid. And the match between Barcelona and Real Madrid is called El Clasico. El Clasico. And Lionel Messi also plays for Argentina national team. Construction of India's first underwater metro tunnel has commenced in which state? First underwater metro tunnel, it will connect Howrah to Kolkata. If you want more specific detail, it will connect Howrah station to Salt Lake Sector 5 station. It will be 520 meters only. Underwater metro tunnel. It will be built in West Bengal. Which Indian women cricketer has been offered honorary life membership of the Marylebone Cricket Club? So far, 9 Indian women have got this honor. And latest one to get is Sandhya Agarwal. Sandhya Agarwal is a great cricketer. She is called Lady Gavaskar. And the first cricketer to get the honorary membership of Marylebone Cricket Club was Anjum Chopra, the captain of the Indian cricket team that time. Anjum Chopra was the first, and Sandhya Agarwal is the latest. Which insurance company has introduced two endowment assurance plans? One is called Aadhar Shila and the second is called Aadhar Stambh. So Aadhar Shila is like the, what do you say, the first stone that you keep when building something, when building an edifice of something. Aadhar Stambh is a pillar. Aadhar Stambh is for men and Aadhar Shila is for women. And both of these schemes are started by LIC, the largest insurance company in India. And LIC's chairman is Mr. V.K. Sharma. Researchers at which university have found parasitic wax worms that degrade plastic at uniquely high speed? See, plastic is one of the biggest waste disposal problems that is overlooking the world. So, but now scientists have been able to find some worms, insects which can eat plastic. In fact, they can eat plastic at very fast speed. In 12 hours only, they can destroy 92 milligram of plastic. This research was done by the scientists of University of Cambridge. Indian Railways is going to launch Uday Express. It is a special class service for overnight journey on high demand routes. Uday stands for what? See, please don't confuse Uday, which is run by power sector, which is the Ujjwal Discom Assurance Yojana, with the Railways Uday Express. Uday full form is Utkrisht Double Decker AC Yatri. Utkrisht Double Decker AC Yatri. This is a special train which will have overnight journey. Another scheme which started just today is Udan, Uday Desh Ka Aam Nagrik, which will be basically there will be a price cap on the rate of the air tickets so that the unserved and underserved airports can be catered to. Which state government is going to provide nearly 18,500 solar powered water pumps to farmers at subsidized prices? 18,500 solar powered water pumps will be provided by the government of Madhya Pradesh, and this scheme is called Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister Solar Pump Scheme. Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister is of course Shivraj Singh Chauhan from the Bharatiya Janata Party. Government is aiming to bring how much percent of gross sown area, that is cultivable area, under the crop insurance scheme in 2017-18, that is financial year 2018. Last year, they were able to provide crop insurance on the 26.28% of the gross sown area. This time their target is 40%. And our agriculture minister is Radha Mohan Singh. Which country's navy is going to join India and US in their naval exercise Malabar, which is to be held in the month of July in the Bay of Bengal? And this is keeping in mind China's dominance in the South China Sea, and now China is also flexing its muscles in the Indian Ocean. And China is really scared by this 3-in-1 exercise. 3 countries participate: India, Japan, and US. This is called Malabar exercise. So the answer is Japan. Gujarat Tourism Development Society, which is called GTDS in short, it is planning to convert Pradhan Mantri Modi's childhood home into a museum. Where was Pradhan Mantri Narendra Modi born? Where was his childhood home? It is in Vadnagar. And Vadnagar railway station is the same railway station where Narendra Modi ji used to sell tea. Yamin Rashid, he passed away recently. He was a very, very prominent civil activist. He was a human rights lawyer, advocate of human rights. He hailed from where? He was from Maldives. Maldives capital is Malé. April 25th has been dedicated by the World Health Organization headquartered in Geneva to the elimination of which disease? April 25 we celebrate as what? We celebrate as World Malaria Day. And please note that India has a target of eliminating malaria by 2030. Doesn't look very likely given the garbage we have. Another thing, that from the year 2000 to 2015, in these 15 years, 17 countries have been declared malaria free. You know, when do we call a country particular disease free? When there is not even a single patient in at least 3 years. Indian Air Force has inducted very, very powerful Su-30 MKI fighter aircraft which we got from Russia into the 221 squadron. This 221 squadron is also known as what? This squadron is based out in Punjab. It is called Valiant. And now my third question for you today. Who is our head Air Chief Marshal? Who is our Air Chief Marshal? The head of Indian Air Force. Write down in comments. Which Indian shot put player bagged a gold medal in the first leg of the Asian Grand Prix athletics meet which was held in Jinhua in China? So her name is Manpreet Kaur. She won the gold medal in shot put. See, 4 or 5 players I am telling you, they will surely be asked in exam. One is Tintu Luka, participated in Olympic Games also. And Tintu Luka is woman, not man, okay? So she won the silver medal in this very particular athletics meet. Then there is one player, Duti Chand. Again, Duti Chand is a female, okay? She is from Odisha. And Duti Chand won the silver medal, won the bronze. Duti Chand won the bronze medal, yes, in the 100-meter sprint. In fact, she was the only sprinter to qualify for Olympics, and in the female category. And one more player they can ask you, which is Neeraj Chopra. So Neeraj Chopra is javelin throw, and he won the silver medal again in this athletics meet. So these are some players that you should know. Now my fourth question for you today. This shot put, you know, it's like a ball, iron ball. So what is the weight of this shot put for men's category? Write down in comments. TERI. So everybody knows what TERI is. Energy and Resources Institute, also called TERI. Innovative Finance Foundation, IFF, and 3Waste, WAYSTE company have signed an MOU to collaborate on the rolling and technology for what? Together they are building technology for tackling waste management. Iran has signed an agreement for redesigning of the Arak heavy water reactor with which country? Iran's president is Hassan Rouhani. And we are building a very famous port in Iran called Chabar port, which is to counter the Gwadar port in Karachi, which is China dominated. So these are some things that you need to know. Now Iran's capital is Tehran, and Iran has signed a deal for redesigning with China. China will redesign Arak heavy water reactor. So, and China's president, everybody knows, is Xi Jinping. Which Indian state's forest department has signed a MOU with Indian Railways to increase the green cover in the state. So they will basically put the trees around the railway lines and things like that. They will increase the green cover in the state. This state is Maharashtra, which has a BJP and Shiv Sena coalition government. Devendra Fadnavis is the chief minister. India's first and longest ropeway. So you must have sat sometime in the ropeway. It is for appreciating the beauty from top. That is sitting in a ropeway and going to a hill and going to the top of a hill and appreciating the beauty downwards like that. So longest ropeway is going to be constructed by Mumbai Port Trust between Sewri and Elephanta Island. This is a 8-kilometer ride and it will be covered by ropeway now. So there is and it will be covered in 40 minutes only. There is always a ferry or what you call a boat system from Sewri to Elephanta Island, but now it can be covered in a ropeway. 90th to 23rd of April was observed by the United Nations as what? It was observed by United Nations as the Global Soil Week. And United Nations Secretary General is Antonio Guterres, who was elected as the president of Amateur Kabaddi Federation of India. Just mug up his name. His name is Mridul Gehlot. Which state won the team championship at the National Youth Athletics Championship, which was held in Hyderabad? This state is Haryana. It beat Kerala in the final. Kerala's chief minister is Pinarayi Vijayan of the CPIM party. India has imposed an anti-dumping duty of up to $135 per ton on imports of a chemical used in foam making from which country? This country is Thailand, and the material that I am talking about is called flexible slabstock polyol. You don't need to remember the chemical's name, but this duty has been put for 5 years to protect our domestic manufacturers. Confederation of Real Estate Developers Association of India, which is called CREDAI, it has entered into a pact with which bank for concessional loan for housing projects? So basically this bank will provide loans for cheap if you want to if you invest in real estate. This bank is of course State Bank of India, which has recently merged with 6 banks, 5 associate banks and Bharatiya Mahila Bank. State Bank of India chairman is Arundhati Bhattacharya. Which state has recently launched a welfare board for transgender persons in the state? Transgender is like if somebody is male, wants to behave as female, or gets sex operation done and sex change operation and like that. There is no dictionary definition for transgenders, as I've told you previously also, but they are a part of the LGBT community. Lesbian, gay, bisexual and transgender. And this was done by Andhra Pradesh. In fact, Andhra Pradesh has become the 4th state to do so, to have a welfare board for transgender. The first 3 states were Tamil Nadu, Kerala and West Bengal. Andhra Pradesh has a Telugu Desam party government, capital is Amravati and chief minister is Chandrababu Naidu. UNESCO's World Book and Copyright Day was observed on April the 23rd. Which country has been named at the World Book Capital 2017? World Book Capital 2017 is Guinea, and Guinea's capital is Conakry. And next year, 2018, the World Book Capital will be Athens, which is also the capital of Greece. Scientists have discovered new classes of white blood cells which are called dendritic cells and monocytes. Monocytes are also called soldiers of the body. They help in cell-mediated immunity. This research was published in which journal? It was published in the journal Science. And 2 Indian scientists were also part of this team. One is Rahul Satija and another is Karthik Shekhar at the Harvard University. Which village in Papum Pare district has been declared as the first digital village of Arunachal Pradesh? Arunachal Pradesh capital is Itanagar. Recently, China named some towns of Arunachal Pradesh. They gave them their own name in a bid to, unsettle Arunachal, but it's not going to happen. Arunachal Pradesh capital is Itanagar. Arunachal Pradesh is our easternmost state, and the sun rises first out of all the 29 states in Arunachal Pradesh. Arun means sun in English. Arun means sun in Hindi actually. Arunachal Pradesh Chief Minister is Pema Khandu, and the answer to this question is Nirjuli Village 1. This village is the first digital village of Arunachal Pradesh. India has been elected to the Committee for Program and Coordination and International Narcotics Control Board. These are the subsidiary bodies of which UN organ? First is the Committee for Program and Coordination, and second is the International Narcotics Control Board. Out of the 50 members, 49 voted in favor of India. These are part of the UN Economic and Social Council. Uttar Pradesh government has ordered opening of Yoga Wellness Center in the existing government hospital in how many districts? In how many districts in Uttar Pradesh Yoga Wellness Center will be opened? These will be opened by Yogi Adityanath in 40 districts, and in the remaining 35 districts, these will be opened later on with the help of central government. So that you have to remember. Which of the following sports has been removed from the program list of the 2018 Asian Games? 2018 Games will be held in Indonesia at 2 places, Jakarta, which is the capital of Indonesia, and second is the Palembang. Which sport has been removed? It is the cricket. In fact, they want to bring down the number of sports from 493 to 431. Which place has won the 2017 Traveler's Choice Award for the best destination by TripAdvisor? This place is Bali. Can you tell me which country has Bali? Write down in comments. And there are other awards also. Best airline is Emirates. Best beach is Baía do Sancho, which is in Brazil. And best hotel was the Aria Hotel, which is in Budapest, capital of Hungary. The Confederation of Indian Industry recently signed agreements with 3 Singapore universities to provide training opportunities to the students. Which of the following is not one of them? So Confederation of Indian Industry signed an agreement with the Nanyang Technical University, NUS, that is the National University of Singapore, and Singapore Management University. So the answer is A. Singapore Institute of Technology has not signed any MOU with CII. Which Olympic silver medal winning athlete from UK recently passed away? He was a silver medal winning athlete. He died in a bike accident. His name was Jermaine Mason. First ever India-Indonesia Energy Forum was recently held where? It was held in the capital of Indonesia, which is Jakarta. And our India's Minister for Energy, Coal and Renewable Energy is Piyush Goyal. What is the name of the first female doctor from Indore who was recently awarded Padma Shri at her residence? So she is 91 years old, legendary doctor. She has treated lakhs and lakhs of women free of cost, and she has been doing it for the past 60 years. Her name is Bhakti Yadav. Indian Navy recently conducted their first test firing of the sea-to land attack version of which missile? Sea-to land version of the BrahMos. Very, very powerful BrahMos missile, and we test fired it from the ship known as INS Teg. What is the name of the new party that has been formed by merging of the 5 prominent Madhesi parties in Nepal? See, Madhesis, they constitute 50% of the population of Nepal. Nepal's capital is Kathmandu. Nepal's prime minister is Pushpakumar Dahal Prachanda, and Nepal's prime minister is Pushpakumar Dahal. Nepal's president is Vidya Devi Bhandari, who was on a visit to India also. And Nepal's capital is Kathmandu, which is the headquarter of SAARC. This new party, which is formed by merging of 5 big Madhesi parties, is Rashtriya Janata Party. Pakistan has leased their Gwadar port to China for how many years? They look like a colony of China now. So this they have leased for 40 years, Gwadar port. Cuba recently re-established their diplomatic ties after 37 years with which country? Cuba. Capital is Havana. They have restored their diplomatic ties with Morocco. Morocco's capital is Rabat. It is an African country. As per the World Bank's Migration and Development Brief, which country topped the remittances receiving nations in 2016? See, this question is very important. You know, sometimes we don't think highly of the IITians who do their education, who complete their education at the expense of the Indian government, and they go abroad. So we think that they are not contributing. In fact, last year, more than $67 billion was remitted to India. So that you have to keep in mind. But yeah, one thing to note is that most of this money comes from Middle East and not UK and Europe, and not USA and Europe. So it is actually the poor workers and those who work in Middle East, they send money back more than the IITians and all these Ivy League college students who go to US. So the answer is India. India was first, China was second. Which of the following has developed a quality mark award scheme to promote the safety, quality and hygiene? This quality mark will be applicable for 3 years. This will be for National Dairy Development Board. Who has been appointed as the interim president of Badminton Association of India? His name is Hemanta Biswa Sarma from Assam. If you remember, he was the one who actually was very significant. He was a Congress guy, then he switched to BJP, and then Assam now has a BJP government. Sarbanand Sonowal is the chief minister. Which state has become the second state only after Telangana to pass the state GST bill? See, this bill has to be ratified by 15 states. That is 50% of the states. We have 29 states. If 15 states pass it, it will become a full-fledged law as per the constitutional amendment requires. And second state to do so is Bihar. Bihar, which has a coalition government of JDU party, which is a Nitish Kumar party, who is the CM also, and Lalu's party, which is RJD. Who has been named coach of Indian women's cricket team? Previously, it was Purnima Rao, female. Now it is a male. His name is Tushar Arothe. Sumi Baptist Church, Zunabeto, SBCZ. It is one of Asia's largest churches. It has opened up in which state? In fact, 85,000 people can sit here together. It has been opened in Nagaland, and Nagaland's capital is Kohima. My fifth question for you today. Write down who is the CM of Nagaland. Which NASA astronaut has set the record for most cumulative days in space? Most cumulative days in space. Her name is Peggy Whitson, and she broke the record of Jeff Williams. Jeff Williams' record was 534 days. Peggy Whitson has another record. Not only she holds the record for the most cumulative days in space, she also has done the most spacewalks. She has done 8 spacewalks. And earlier this record was shared by Peggy Whitson and Sunita Williams. India is going to export which fruit to Australia for the first time, because India has been able to meet its biosecurity standard. Australia's Prime Minister was on a trip to India recently. His name is Malcolm Turnbull. And Australia's capital is Canberra. This fruit is mango. Which Indian has been announced as one of the 6 winners of the Goldman Environmental Prize bestowed in San Francisco, United States of America? He had a 12-year legal battle that affirmed the indigenous Dongria Khon's land rights and protected the Niamgiri Hills from a massive open-pit aluminium ore mine. You don't need to remember what I just said. Just remember his name. It is Prafulla Samantra. Which company is going to buy US-based mortgage BPO company, Urban Fulfillment Service, for $30 million? It's a high-flying company from India, very profitable these days, HCL, which is headquartered in Noida. You should know the CEO of HCL also. CEO is C. Vijay Kumar. When was National Panchayati Raj Divas observed across the country? National Panchayati Raj Divas marks the 73rd Amendment in 1992, which constitutionalized Panchayati Raj. This day is April the 24th. Center has submitted a report to Supreme Court suggesting Aadhaar-like unique identification number for what? So, I mean, crazy things are going on in India. Now there will be a Aadhaar like unique identification number for cattle. For cattle. Remember that. And yeah, that's all you need to know. In fact, this report was submitted to the Chief Justice, Justice J.S. Keher, who is the Chief Justice of India right now. Indian Railways is going to set up a 50 megawatt solar power plant at a cost of 200 crore rupees. 50 megawatt, 200 crore rupees where? It will be set up in Bhilai. And 20% cost will be borne by Indian Railways and 80% by the government. 80% actually will be raised through debt. International travel and tourism event Arabian Travel Market recently began where? It began in UAE in Dubai. Who has been conferred with the Dada Saheb Phalke Award for the year 2016. Dada Saheb Phalke Award is one of the most prestigious awards given for Indian cinema, and this person is from Andhra Pradesh, and his name is Kasinathuni Vishwanath. So he will be given a 10 lakh rupees prize, shawl, and Swarna Kamal, which is a golden lotus, by our Information and Broadcasting Minister Venkaiah Naidu. NASA successfully launched a very big balloon, which is the size of a football stadium, and this will help to detect any cosmic rays coming from space. So you have to tell me they from which country they launched it. They launched it from New Zealand. The capital of New Zealand is Wellington. Reserve Bank of India recently signed a MOU for mutual cooperation in the field of information exchange, that is supervisory cooperation and exchange of supervisory information. With which country? They did it with the Bank of Guyana. Guyana is a part of the West Indies. Its capital is Georgetown. IMF and World Bank, International Monetary Fund chief is Christine Lagarde. Remember this French woman, Christine Lagarde, is the chief of IMF, and World Bank president is Jim Yong Kim of South Korea, but World Bank CEO is Kristalina Georgieva. Kristalina Georgieva is the CEO, and president of World Bank or head of World Bank is Jim Yong Kim. IMF president or secretary general is Christine Lagarde. They both are called Bretton Woods twins because they were established as the part of the Bretton Woods system. So IMF and World Bank have dropped which of the following pledge? It is a pledge to resist all forms of protectionism. Both IMF and World Bank have their headquarters in Washington. NITI Aayog recently presented a roadmap for India's transformation through a vision document for how many years? This vision document is for 15 years. Now 5-year plans are done away with. There will be no more 5-year plans. Remember that. And NITI Aayog chairman is always the Prime Minister, ex officio. So Prime Minister Narendra Modi is automatically the chairman of NITI Aayog, and NITI Aayog vice chairman is Arvind Pangaria. Government has planned to put in place a fast-track resolution process under the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code. Which of the following is not one of the class of entities it will serve? That is, this Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code fast-track resolution process will not apply to which companies? It will not apply to the public companies. Which of the following has become India's first public hospital to start a plaque brachytherapy for the treatment of eye tumor like retinoblastoma? It is, of course, AIIMS Delhi. AIIMS Delhi. AIIMS is in Ansari Nagar, New Delhi. Now, 6th question for you today. Who is the director of AIIMS? He was appointed 2 months back. Center for Development of Telematics, which is called CDOT, it has developed a mass market PDO tech solution to deliver low-cost Wi-Fi solution. PDO stands for what? PDO stands for Public Data Office. Which International Institute of Information Technology has announced an accelerator program for social startups? Which International Institute of Information Technology? That is IIIT. It is IIIT Hyderabad. Hyderabad is the capital of Telangana. Telangana recently increased reservation for Muslims also and scheduled tribes also. And Telangana's ruling party is TRS, Telangana Rashtriya Samiti. Chief Minister is K. Chandrasekhar Rao. India Post Payment Bank is going to start selling mutual funds, that is asset management business, and insurance products of other companies, that is a bancassurance tie-ups, in a non-exclusive tie-up by the year what? It will also open 650 branches by the year 2018. Which state government has commenced the land acquisition process for the construction of India-Bangladesh Friendship Bridge over river Feni? So Feni is a river which connects Tripura with Bangladesh, and over this river Friendship Bridge will be built. Bangladesh Prime Minister was in India recently, Sheikh Hasina, who has been conferred with the PC Chandra Puruskar 2017. He has an NGO called Bachpan Bachao Andolan. He has also been awarded Nobel Peace Prize. His name is the legend Kailash Satyarthi. So these were the best multiple choice questions for this week. It was a fast track video and I hope you enjoyed my speed. So do share and revise this video 2 to 3 times, and you can safely go in your all the coming exam like SBI, Mains and Bank of Baroda, and I mean all the exam. Okay, bye.